Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Paint TV, world renowned, award-winning television programming coming to you from my mother's basement here in lovely Los Angeles, California. Sit right back and enjoy the programming that we have for you. Lots of exciting stuff for you to there's nothing. There's actually not much here, but we're gonna muster we're gonna figure something out, which can or cannot be of pertinent value more, M-O-R, value more. I think that's a shopping operation. Value more. As you can see, I am back after a few days of absence. If you've been missing me, you missed me, but I didn't miss you. Where was I? I was in Chicago, Illinois, and I gotta say it was a lovely time. Beautiful city. At least beautiful weather. Beautiful weather makes a beautiful city, usually. But impressive. I was really first time I've been in Chicago, other than a afternoon that I drove, went by, I think, and maybe I went there as a kid that I don't barely remember. So not much time. I actually did a painting. Actually, one of the first times that afternoon back in, I think, 1990, I did a painting. Believe it or not, I don't think I have that painting around anymore, but I might, actually. I might. Okay, I'm going to get some coffee. I'm going to get some water. I can take your calls here. And we'll go from there. Okay. Paint a unicorn. Paint a unicorn. Fantastic. Hello, everybody. We're back. And a UFO, of course. I'm inclined to do so. However, I am out of paint. I'm out of shape. I'm out of Well, mainly I'm out of paint, but I need to uh, recalibrate what I have available to me. And today is not going to be the day where I get painting. I'm just going to let you know. It's not going to happen. But we can look at painting. We could look at some. You are on it, aren't you, Nicola? You are really feeding me a chock full of great things to get excited about painting, and yet I won't. That little smiley face. That's sweet. How did you get that one? That's a weird looking smiley face too. That's almost like an alien smiley face. Kind of. It's not a perfect circle. But I am really not. I'm just not set up. I'm out of whack. I'm out of jet lagged. I got excuses. And as such, is not necessarily a bad thing. Excuses, but it shouldn't stop you, and it shouldn't stop me from painting. But it will today, because I'm trying to, I guess, take it easy. I don't know what I'm trying to do. But I'm here. I'm here for you. And that is, let me fix this camera. We're down to only a couple of cameras here. Black square by male witch for starters. What the hell is that? Okay, just a second. Okay, now we have another camera shot so you can look at me from a different angle, which is fascinating. How about that? Taking your calls, 818-528-4516. 818-528-4516 is the number. Yes, I'm the great pretender. I pretend to know everything on this earth. I pretend to know what I'm doing, but I don't actually know for certain what the hell I'm doing. But we keep on going. We keep on trying. Keep on painting. I like to keep painting. It's I don't know. It's one of those things. I'm kind of, there's something always in the back of my mind thinking maybe you don't need to paint. Maybe you should move on. Stop painting. I mean, obviously, it looks like I've stopped painting. If you watch this program, more times than not, I'm not actually painting, but I do paint more times than not. You know, once you get immersed into the enshrined in the process, and you feel and you go year in, year out with the process, it's really kind of hard to you become the paint. You become the paint, in a sense. You are the paint. The paint is you. Mano y mano, or whatever. But it is, and I think that's the case with really anybody who spends, you know, a majority of their life in a particular endeavor. But maybe one should, or I should, you know, have other things to do with their life, and that's a valid point, and yet I don't know. I don't know if that is really going to happen, or will happen, or I need to do what you do what you do, and what makes you feel comfortable. For me, what makes me feel comfortable is the continuum. I'm almost afraid of not painting as much as I am afraid to paint. I'm definitely not afraid to paint. A lot of people are worried about painting, about getting started, and yet that's never really been a problem for me for the most part. I like making them. I like making something out of nothing, something out of nothing. But you wonder. I wonder. Wonder. Who wrote the book? On paint, on painting, on art. Art has been very good to me. Art. Painting has been very good. Painting has been very good to me. But I guess it'd be interesting to wonder what would I do if I didn't paint? What would I do had I not painted? Had I not had that vehicle to paint? Would I ventured into some other things that were creative? I most likely would have. I could only imagine that I would have. And I would encourage, and maybe creativity is as much as I think we all have it in us, and that we all should extrapolate it, strap it on, dig deep. It is not necessarily, I wonder, maybe it's not for us all. Maybe we don't all need it. Maybe you're better off not getting into it. Maybe it's opening up a can of worms you can't handle. The introspection that might occur, and sort of the escape from the daily lives that we all live, the hardships. Maybe that's hard to handle. I mean, creativity is a hard thing to deal with. Maybe we should just leave it off the table. Not here, though. Not here. We have we sold our soul to creativity, and I don't think it's really ever going to go away. It's an ever replenishing supply. Creativity. You don't run out of creativity. You can run out of bread. You can run out of oil. Money. It's sort of, in my case, I've kind of run out of money to buy more art supplies, but I'm gonna have to break down and get some, even without any money. We'll just have to figure it out, or take a chance. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. That's what I'm saying to myself. Because if we're so. I think that probably one of the largest problems with being an artist is the logical aspect of being an artist. The fact that one basically it's next to impossible kind of scenario if you really look at it in the how to make money aspects. And that's a hard thing to grapple or gargle. You're better off, instead of grappling, you might want to gargle. Instead of grappling with it, gargle with it. Spit it out. Let it out. And get on with your own, damn self. Get on with it and get busting. Bust a move. Bust a move. Get moving. Get cracking. Snap out of it. Take a chance. take a chance on you. Throw care into the wind. Throw care package. Throw the care package into the wind. Uh, 818-528-4516. That's the number you want to call us. It's Get Back Day. Get back our senses day. Bring back our senses today. Oh my, oh yay, oh yay, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yay, oh vey, oh vey. I never got that terminology. I think it's is that Yiddish? Oh, what is it? Is that short for something? Does that mean? Is it like okay and hooray at the same time? What is sort of the definition of ove? And am I pronouncing that right? I might be not. Okay, a lot of stuff on the table here. 818-528-4516. A lot of stuff in my brain right now. I'm laying it out. And trying to keep a positive outlook in the impossibilities of our existence. At times, mind you, it is not necessarily have to be the impossible dream. It could be, just simply stated, a wonderful life. It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart. Not a bad movie to watch. I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie to watch, but it's a favorite movie. I have some favorite movies, but doesn't mean I want to watch the movie ever again. I don't think I have a movie that I honestly ever want to watch again. But the memory of the movie, what the message says, pretty good movie. Pretty good movie. Other movies I like are Groundhog Day and well, that's I'm a little stumped on Sharky's Machine, maybe. Yeah, that's personal why I like that one. And then Damnation Alley, I also like that one. But those are Duel. Duel's a good one. Dennis Weaver in the truck. That's a good movie. Duel. But these are personal. There's like personal stories why you like a movie. I think that's why we like a movie, because of the personal scenarios that evolved before before and after or during while you were watching it. What was going on in your life to why you might be watching. The reason. There's a reason why you might like a particular movie. What's the School of Rock is another good one. Again, I don't think I'd watch the movie again, but I really like the sort of the a combination of the movie itself, the story, and maybe what was sort of going on in my own life, and I think that's how we all work. I think that might be, we figured it out. We figured it out how this works, don't we? Or we considerably, we wonder. We definitely could wonder if that's what's going on. We froze. Okay, that's weird. Oh, that's the Logitech camera. Cool. That's all weird looking. Don't even know what that is. Um, 818-528-4516. We're just blasting away. And speaking of blasting away, we're going to be gone again Next week we're going to be going to, all right, get this, another big city here in the United States. It is, drum roll please, Baltimore. We're headed there for 4 days and 4 nights. No, I don't know how many days and nights, but it is something of like that nature. And I will be performing on any given night. At least I think I'm somehow signed up. It's an event of sorts. Other weird stuff's going on. It's a festival, High Zero Festival. Look it up if you're in the vicinity of Baltimore. Baltimore, as you might know, is somewhat close to Washington, D.C. I'm not sure how close it is, but I've always been told that that's the case. Anyway, and for that matter, possibly Philadelphia. Maybe that's a little much. That might be pushing it. But anyway, Baltimore. Next week. I think I'll be performing actually next Thursday. I believe. I got the schedule and I could be more precise, but I'm not. How about that? How about that? And I'm looking forward to meeting all out there in Baltimore. That and I discovered this as we travel around this world with the Let's Paint TV mantra. Other like-minded human beings of sorts, wonderful dispositions, human beings, all around this world. So almost without fail, I always enjoy going out there to meet you all, as I did with Chicago. I love you, Chicago, though. But when your team's playing my teams, I'm not going to root for you, kind of thing. Good thing about having a team or teams that you sort of root for that aren't doing so well, it doesn't matter, which is great. And I think Chicago knows about that with their Cubs, their Cubbies. And we've talked about this. I think you have an interesting take on sport, humanity, and I think all in all you become a better person. You're better. You're not such a sore loser. You become you become a loser I guess year in, year out, but you're not at some point you're not the sore loser. Nothing worse than seeing the sore loser. Those gals and guys, well, I guess they are mostly guys usually. Sore losers, not a I think being a sore loser, in terms of examples, I'm not really sure I have any good examples what a sore loser is, except for we know one when we see one, sort of thing. But being a sore loser kind of points out the growth that one needs to develop, and you know, there's a long ways to go when you are a sore loser. I think you're not able to get past. You can't move on very well, and so I think in some ways. You're not advancing yourself, if that's the point. Maybe that's not the point. What is the point? We wonder. I wonder what is the point. A lot of times here, what's the point of anything? And so fantastic. Okay, 818-528-4516. What do we got here? Okay, not much going on. Fantastic. And of course, not much going on with me. I'm just sort of getting back into the swing of things. So Baltimore coming up. If you need me or want to see me in action and you want me to come to your town, just holler. Give me a holler. And we shall overcome. We shall make it happen. We can make it happen. Let's make it happen. Make things happen. Make it a possibility. Make the possibility be a reality. All right, so I'm just sort of looking at all my things here. Yeah, I think the next kind of got some. I should really write down. I do kind of have it written down what I need to do. I got to touch up this painting here. Oops, I touch that up, but I don't know if I have enough paint to touch it up. I do. Get a brush, Nicola. That is one of the first steps in. Though you don't need a brush necessarily. In fact, the performance I did in Chicago, I ultimately resorted to my hands because I was using acrylic paint. I wouldn't recommend this if it was oil paint, but it was acrylic paint. So I tend to think that acrylic paint is somehow safer than oils, and I suspect they are, but I'm not so sure. If it's got some real nasty pigment, say cadmium in the acrylic, maybe, how is that really that good for you? You know, if it was on your skin, I'm not sure. Let's talk to our expert on contaminants, chemicals, gestation period, there's a name for those kind of people. Anyway, we don't have anyone to talk to, actually. We don't got nothing here, frankly. This show is basically day in, day out me. And some days I'm better off than others. Some days I'm more productive than others on camera. But I'm going to have a productive day because got a lot of shit to do, so I'm going to do it. So I'm going to be productive. Might take another nap, though. And I might just keep on napping. I might just, you know, when you get into a nap, or you get into that phase of taking a nap, you wonder. There was actually an interesting story I saw. Someone posted on. Actually, I know who it was. I'm not going to say their name, but I saw someone on one of my Facebook friends posted a story about if you drink coffee before you take a nap, and I guess I didn't read the whole extent of the story, and then apparently, from what I thought I read, because of course I didn't read the whole story, or I don't remember the whole story. Maybe I did read the whole story. I could have read the whole story. You know, a lot of these stories on the internet are not that long. They're usually only a couple of paragraphs. Anyway, to get to the point, you drink coffee before you take the nap, and then make sure your nap is only about 20 minutes. And apparently you wake up really somehow refreshed and full of energy. I still not sure I want to do that. I'm still liking to take my nap for as long as I want to take the nap. First of all, how do you know you're going to take a 20-minute nap? Do you take a timer? How do you know you're going to take 20-minute nap? I mean, I take a nap. I'm going to nap as long as it takes. Anyway, and then after I wake up, I'll have the coffee. I don't know. I just don't know. Mercury was banned a long time ago as a pigment, says Nicola. Okay. Don't eat paint and you are safe. Turpentine comes from trees. Odorless turpentine is more toxic than the normal one. You know, you could be right. What I heard about that too, that's an interesting point, and maybe you know more about that than I do. And obviously you do. Well, maybe not. What I heard about the odorless turpentine is basically, yes, it is still turpentine, meaning it still has a ton of the bad stuff that in theory is bad for you. I mean, you would die if you drank it, for one. And what makes it bad is that what I heard is the reason why odorless turpentine is as bad or even worse is because you can't smell it. And because you can't smell it more, and post that bad boy more than you would when it stank from Kingdom Come. But that's sort of my assumption of it all. My analysis, limited it be. It is exactly just that. But maybe there's something else that I'm missing on that idea. But so you're in the false pretense that this shit, odorless paint thinner, is somehow better for you, but it's actually just as nasty, and then more so because you're actually breathing it probably even more. Nicola, I have no idea. I don't know. But what you want to do, no matter what, is make sure you try to ventilate the wherever you are as best you can. I usually have 2 fans that are blowing air out that I think are helpful. I don't think they really do the job 100%. And then usually, as long as it's hot, I have a fan kind of next to me too. I don't know what that does. It just makes me feel better. I don't know if it's... And you know what? It might be an interesting test is to have the regular paint thinner or turpentine that stinks and open it up in this environment and see how long, you know, it stays in here. And that would, you know, give you a better sense of how the ventilation is working. Anyway, we're looking at a painting here that we were working on last week before I got thrown out of the vestibule, thrown out of the captain's chair and sent for a ride. And it's sort of a kind of a strange, at the moment, not sure what's going on. But I look forward to be giving it another boom. Looking forward to another run through. But I need to, you know, get some paint back down on here. And I still have, you know, like I've still got some little bit of paint left that hopefully I can still use before I end up basically buying more paint, which I ultimately need to do. But I'm kind of, I guess I'm kind of, because I'm going to Baltimore next week, I'm not like sure I want to order some paint and have it show up because I order my paint usually, and for various reasons. One is you usually get a better deal when you order online. Usually it's free shipping, or maybe it's marginally priced, the shipping, or at least, well, in this one company that I like to use, they seem to have the best pricing on paint, and I use a lot of paint, so I use them anyway. That's the main reason. And then also, if I do go buy paint, which probably I'd be getting the going to the Blick store and getting Utrecht paint, which I like that stuff. It's relatively fair. It's fairly priced. It's to me, that's the most readily available paint that you can get in an art store. Well, Blick usually. It's got to be that Blick company of art stores, Dick Blick, which is sort of dotted around the country now. Anyway, so Utrecht, they're out of Brooklyn. That's the paint I would use. I'd recommend. However, the other paint that I ultimately buy is out of Northern California. It's called Classic Artist Oils, and you can get the paint in paint and you can buy a big gallon of white. It's pretty good, and they did screw up a few years ago. Their white, they ruined the white. They didn't put enough drying agent or something, so the white never dried. So they really screwed that up. But otherwise, I've had, and also the problem with them is that they're such a small company that you order something and then it'll take them about 3 months to get to you. So in terms of if you need the paint now, like right now, I wouldn't count on them. So those are my picks for art. I don't mess with the Winsor Newtons and the Gamblins and all that, but those are good quality paints too. But I just use too much paint, and it's just prohibitive to be using paints for what I do. It's just stupid, which is fine. It's nothing wrong with being stupid. You can be stupid and paint at the same time. It's the one, I gotta tell you, it's the one field of, if you call it a job, let's say, that you can be just sort of moronic, dumb, stupid, or really smart. It's the sky's the limit. I mean, it's just endless. I mean, you don't necessarily want to be a stupid doctor, or you probably want to be a little bit smarter when it comes to being, say, a doctor, an engineer, building a bridge, an airplane pilot, all that kind of stuff. I mean, you really want to make sure you most likely be, for the most part, using structural analysis, logic, but here in the world of creativity, my goodness, that is the beauty. That is the beauty that I like to think that we are sort of able to take in everybody. We can take everybody in the world of creativity. We're not locking our doors. Our doors are always open. Hey Bongo, what's going on? Inside the Box landscape #1 was great, especially when you were walking down the trail. Thank you very much, Bongo. Thank you very much. Yes, yeah, I posted those. I did those a week or so prior to going to Chicago, where we sort of did the world premiere of Inside the Box, and then subsequently I made the videos public just last night. So. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I don't really have necessarily any more planned of that vein, at least for the time being, since I got to do all this other stuff. But I should be doing some more because that is fun. They're fun to do. a lot of other things we can do with that, paint at the beach, whatever, there's a lot of stuff to do. I remember actually as a kid in Ghirardelli Square in San Francisco, there was a guy that was inside a box like that, and I forget exactly how it went down, but it was probably one of the cooler things I ever saw, and in some ways there's some similarity, or I might want to introduce the idea of what he was doing. So he would be inside a box, and then if you put some coins in somewhere, I don't know, like inside the box somehow, or like in a slot, then the person inside the box would do something, and I don't know if he did like a puppet show. I forget exactly what this guy did, but it was always cool. I always thought it was cool. But it'd be kind of fun to maybe have that scenario where I just sort of wait until someone puts some money in the box, and then I maybe will paint a portrait or something. I don't know. I probably won't do that. But just another idea. But a lot of you extrapolate a lot of possibilities from all your whole entire existence ongoing, and I suspect he asked for coins. You do too, Taylor? Yeah. I don't know who was that guy. That guy was cool. He was kind of like he was very memorable. And that, like, sometimes I remember, not that I think as a kid, I might have went to Ghirardelli Square like 10 times, I mean, it's not like every day or every week, or it was like once a year kind of deal. Maybe twice a year, whatever. And he wasn't always there, but he was there more times than not. Hey, Prospect, what's going on? All right, we're partying. Let's Paint TV party. Just checking some emails, Okay, nothing too important. Nothing important at all, frankly. 818-528-4516. $1976, yeah, that was probably when I was seeing that. Yep, that's about when that guy was hanging out in a cardboard box asking for money. But what did he do? What did he do in that box? Was it a puppet show? I guess it was. It had to be. It had to have been, I suspect. And that's probably why it was memorable too, because as a kid you love those puppet shows. Even though you're not really sure why you're supposed to love them, but you gravitate to these silly puppets. I think as a kid, you're trying to grow up. You do. We all do. We're all always looking forward to getting older and growing up and not being a kid anymore, kind of deal. And so we're always actively, trying to grow up somehow. And so puppets are a wonderful escape, I guess, from that. But usually, like, I never, like Pinocchio and stuff. I don't know. I didn't get into no Pinocchio. Maybe that was certain puppets. Certain puppets you like more than other ones. I think Pinocchio was sort of played out somehow. And somehow I don't think I got into the wooden aspect of Pinocchio I think I needed a puppet that was a little more softer with fabric-y stuff going on. More of a Muppet kind of. I'm more of a Muppet kind of puppet fan, as opposed to the carved wood, shellacked wood, painted wood look of, say, Pinocchio. I don't think I've ever really enjoyed that. Talking about puppets, what's your type of puppet that you like? What are your favorite kind of puppets? It was, Taylor. It was memorably funny. For all types, for kids and adults. But I forget what the guy did. I bet you, maybe we could search this out. Let's search this out. I bet you we did a Google search. Guy in the box, guy in a cardboard box, Ghirardelli Square, 1970s. There might something might pop up. All right, we got a few more minutes left here of our exciting show, groundbreaking territory. We're breaking a lot of ground today. We just opened up, just broke ground to the west wing of our new facility, the Let's Paint TV University here in lovely Los Angeles, California. We just broke ground. The mayor came out. The alderman came out. The alderman. What is up with that? Such a strange name, alderman. You're just a city councilman, right? Or can you be a city councilman and an alderman? Or is there a city council? You're a lamb chop and kind of guy, gal. Punch and Judy. What's Punch and Judy? I've heard of that. All right. Well. I'm alive and well. I made it, guys. I made it back, and I think I've expanded my brain into a positive, in a positive way, which is always good. Always good to have that as a backdrop, as a prerequisite. No, it doesn't have to be a prerequisite, but it's good to have as a base. For the most part, a positive outlook. Not always easy to attain, but hopefully, more times than not, we have that be just the case. It's tricky though. It's tricky to know how to keep that positivity always. A lot of people talk about how to do it and this and that, and you can read books. I saw this guy on the plane, and he had this book. I couldn't help but read the book, the title of the book, because it was in bold letters. Rich Dad, Poor Guy. What was that? Grow Rich, Be a Dad, or Rich Dad, Rich Guy. What was it? Because some guy, he's a motivational speaker who convinces people that somehow through positive thinking and whatnot. I don't know. I don't even know what that's all about. But anyway, I don't even want to venture into know what it's all about. But anyway, we're always looking for some reason, ways to feel better about ourselves, or to get over on life, take advantage of other people possibly, or to succeed. Maybe idealistically or deep down, that's really all we want to do, is just succeed and do a good job. But maybe from that process, we inadvertently are stepping over a lot of other people, or negating, ruining other people's lives. Rich Dad, Poor Dude. What's that name of that guy's book? I thought that came out like in the 80s, or it's been around for a long time. I was just surprised to see this guy with that book. I bet you he's going to one of the seminars that they have. Well, you found it? Grimes Posnovkov, the human jukebox, died at 59. Yes. Oh, so it was a jukebox. Yes, he came out with a trumpet. He came out with a trumpet. Yes. So you put a coin in. We never did it, but someone would do it or whatever. And then the doors would open and he'd come out and hit a trumpet and start blasting the trumpet. The article said he developed schizophrenia. Rich Dad, Poor Dude. Poor Dad. Yeah, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That book's been around for a long time. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad, man. I'm sorry to hear about that. Well, it was memorable, and it was kind of funny. I mean, it was fun. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Huh. Yeah, that book's been around for a while. It's weird. That idea. I don't even know what it's about, but I just don't think it's probably really that great of an idea. I don't think there's really any good ideas out there. No. Now, there's got to be something good. There's something good in that book, I bet. But I get the feeling with a lot of these motivational things, self-help things, and improving your life kind of books and theories. I think we as a society, or just as individuals or whatever, we're bound to misuse the information and inadvertently are doing a disservice to our fellow human beings. So I'm skeptical, is what I'm saying. Skeptical about any of that stuff. All right, this is, no, it's not it. We've got a few more minutes left here of the program. You're watching Let's Paint TV, seen worldwide on this this portal, the internet. Last chance to call us, 818-528-4516. Last chance. We talked about a lot of stuff today. Hopefully we perked your imagination. Hopefully we didn't dismantle it. Hopefully we added some more effervescent bubbles to the equation. Namely to just keep doing it, keep doing what you do. And fantastic. Okay, last couple of minutes. Okay, we're just sort of running out of things to talk about. Which happens. It can happen. All right, so yeah, tomorrow, maybe, guys, I promise you nothing. I promise you nothing, but I'm hoping to resurrect this painting here. it could be something that only needs a little something, a little something. Though it might need a little more than that, but we shall see. We shall see. I need to look at my available paint supply, which again is basically at 0. But I might make a hero out of it. How did the Sunday show go? Says Prospect. Yes, it went great. In fact, that's what I'm going to be doing the rest of the day. Is I'm going to edit the. Try to edit this. I got it's about hour and a half of footage. So I'm gonna probably, it's 2 takes, and so I'll probably just, one take, performance number 1, performance number 2, I guess. I don't know, but so I'm gonna probably run it that way, I guess. So, yeah, that's interesting. The human jukebox, kind of. I hate to hear that he, was homeless and had mental illness issues and alcoholism. Yeah, that's. You wonder, geez, man, what. Well, if I keep doing stuff inside the box, am I going to head that route? I shouldn't think that, but I do. I think about stupid stuff like that. Okay, it's 12 o'clock. You wonder about your mental capacities sometimes. I do once in a while. All right, that's it. The show is over. Thanks for being here. We had another exciting program, proving that we can all get along, proving that we don't have to paint, but we could talk about painting. And the creative mind does not have to just paint. It could just be creative. We can apply this thought really to everything. So there you go. I shall bid you good day. Until tomorrow, may all those effervescent bubbles percolate your senses. Good day.